He never had a childhood. He never had peace. Now Jason Todd is about to choose who he really is, and it might not be Batman's Robin. Let's get to it. To start off issue 2, we dive into Jason's inner thoughts. He wonders what he really is and what Batman wants him to be. A mascot, a boy wonder, a son. Jason questions whether any of those titles even apply to him. He asks himself if he's too broken because deep down, he already knows what he truly is when he's alone. In his mind, he's worthless and Alfred sees it. Jason knows Bruce wants to save him, but deep down, he feels like he's already gone. I really love the imagery of this page that illustrates his mindset. Grayson is Nightwing when Jason reflects on the boy wonder role, and a crowbar when he admits he's already gone, especially when we all know what happens down the line. This also reminds me of what Jason said to Bruce during their fight in the Under the Red Hood movie. Does it make it easier for you to think that my little dip in his fountain of youth turned me rabid? Or is this just the real me? That was a cold line in that movie. That line in the whole first page really brings up an important question. Did Batman's influence actually make a difference in Jason's moral compass when he was Robin? Personally, I think it did. Even in the short time they had together. I touched on this a bit in the first issue recap. Sure, Jason still offs people as Red Hood, but it's always the bad guys who threaten the innocent. At the very least, Bruce's influence helped shape the root of Jason's morality and steered into a less destructive direction. Without that, Jason could have easily ended up a full-blown supervillain or a criminal, someone who sees nothing good in the world because of his traumatic upbringing. But this new character, who calls himself the Wraith, really helps solidify Jason's moral compass for the future in this iteration. Speaking of that, Batman heads up to the rooftop and tells Jason to stay put while he confronts his mysterious newcomer. When they come face to face, the Wraith tells Batman that things don't have to go down the path he's thinking. He claims they want the same thing, but Batman isn't having it. He doesn't want to hear what Wraith has to say, seeing him as nothing more than an extremist and a threat. Wraith fires back with a jab at Batman's no offing rule, calling him an enabler. He argues that Batman lets criminals live just to fight them over and over again, and in the meantime, innocent people are getting offed as collateral. Wraith tells Batman that they're both soldiers in the same war, but Batman stands his ground, saying this war is mine, stand down. A fight breaks out with Wraith throwing a quick kick and admitting that he used to look up to Batman, just like Robin does. He then tries to escape, but Batman doesn't let him. Wraith pulls out a gadget to make his getaway, and before vanishing, he throws one last shot. You've gone soft, you've gotten weak. Jason reaches the rooftop and asks who was that guy. Bruce tells him he doesn't know, but he's going to find out, and simply says let's go. Jason's frustrations boil over him as he confronts Bruce on when he found him with the cuckoo's dead body. He knows, just by the look on Batman's face, that Bruce immediately thought Jason was the one who offed him. Batman tries to deny it, but Jason doesn't believe him. He walks away, leaving Bruce standing there in silence. Back at the Batcave, Bruce is at the Batcomputer when Alfred walks up behind him and comments that cleaning the bloodstains off Jason's suit won't be easy, but that's the last thing on Bruce's mind. He tells Alfred that he was right about what he said regarding Jason in the last issue. Alfred is taken aback and asks Bruce to repeat that, because it's rare for Batman to admit when someone else is right. Bruce goes on to say that he's serious, and maybe it was a mistake to train Jason and let him become the next Robin. Alfred almost thought he was criticizing Jason too harshly in the last issue, but Bruce continues, pointing out the difference between himself, Grayson, and Jason when it comes to their upbringings. He and Grayson had good parents before tragedy struck. Jason didn't. Bruce admits he thought maybe he and Alfred could be that for Jason, parents or guardians to help fill that void. But now, he's not so sure anymore. Alfred can see the look of doubt on Bruce's face and finishes the sentence by saying that Jason is broken. No, Bruce says, as he refuses to believe Jason is broken. He still has hope for the boy and won't give up on him. The scene then cuts to Jason standing silently at the window of Wayne Manor. We get a glimpse into what really happened before the cuckoo died. Jason froze during their confrontation, haunted by flashbacks of his mother using needles for a quick dopamine hit. The cuckoo warned him to stay back and fired a warning shot at the wall. Then he aimed his gun directly at Jason's head. Jason begs him not to shoot until a sudden voice tells the cuckoo to drop the gun and leave Robin alone. Wraith appears and the cuckoo shows a bit of resistance, resulting in Wraith offing him in front of Robin. Jason is speechless to what he just saw. Wraith tells him it's okay. The cuckoo is worthless. He tells Robin that he's been watching him for a while and that they're the same. He thinks Batman is holding Jason back and tells him that Gotham's gonna have some changes. No more holding back. Wraith then gives Robin a paper with his address on it, giving Robin the choice to reach out if he ever wants to reach his full potential and stop apologizing for what he really is. We cut back to the present, where Jason opens the paper, revealing Wraith's address. He then goes down to the Batcave, where he sees Nightwing waiting by the Batmobile. Grayson tells Jason that Bruce thought it would be a good idea for them to spend some time together. Jason scoffs, assuming it's just another way of saying babysitting. Jason, clearly unimpressed, tells Grayson that he doesn't need anyone tagging along, that he can handle patrol solo, and that Grayson should just head back to Titans Tower. Nice try, Grayson replies. He reminds Jason that it's a rule Batman established. Robin can't patrol alone during his first year. Jason is caught off guard, realizing Bruce didn't let Grayson go out alone in his first year either. Grayson tells him it'll be fun patrolling together, and then gives Jason a fresh perspective on what it means to be Robin. The mask, he says, isn't just about revenge, it's about freedom. The two spend the night stopping supervillains before ending up on the rooftop, talking about life. Grayson brings up the idea of the Titans recruiting some part-time members and invites Jason to join. He thinks it would be a good idea for Jason to hang out with some people his own age, and get a break from Gotham every now and then. He even mentions Danny Chase, who recently joined the Titans, and if you guys and girls don't know who Danny is, he used to be a member of the Teen Titans back in the late 80s until he died in the early 90s. He was born with telekinetic powers, and honestly, he's a forgotten Titan. Most people didn't like him, and even Grayson had a problem with him after finding out Jason died in the comics, if I remember correctly. But anyway, back to the story. Jason admits he's not good at being on a team like Grayson is. That's when Grayson tells him that he used to feel the exact same way when he was Jason's age, until he became part of a team like the Titans. Jason pauses, then brings up a real thought. What if he doesn't want to change like Grayson did? This leads to Grayson becoming more serious. He tells Jason not to limit himself, because if anyone understands what it's like working with Batman, it's him. He just wants Jason to realize there's more out there than being Batman's Robin stuck in Gotham. But Jason cuts him off, saying he knows that. He doesn't plan on being Robin or a little kid forever, which ironically proves Grayson's point. He should be a kid while he still can. Jason sits for a moment, staring out over the rest of Gotham with a serious look. Grayson wonders what he's thinking, then Jason lays it out. He tells him that what Grayson calls fun isn't fun to him, it's a war, and in that moment, he sounds exactly like Bruce. Robin asks Nightwing if he even takes crime fighting seriously. Grayson says he does. He just wanted to give Jason a different perspective, but Jason's done listening. He calls out the big brother act and tells Grayson straight up, "You're not my brother." Damn, this boy is cold-hearted as hell. Just like in the last issue when he told Bruce and Alfred they're not his father or grandfather, he's putting up another emotional wall and pushing away the family he has now, getting in his own way once again. Jason leaves Grayson alone on the rooftop. Soon after, Bruce returns and asks Grayson how the night went. Grayson simply tells him it wasn't good. Bruce then asks where Jason is now, but Grayson doesn't give him a straight answer. He simply says he thinks the boy needs some space. Bruce follows up with a heavy question: should he shut Jason down and stop him from being Robin? But again, Grayson has no clear answer. He can't tell Bruce to pull the plug, and Bruce can't make that decision for Jason either. It's too late. Bruce brought Jason into their world, and now he has to let the boy decide on who he's gonna be. Jason isn't Bruce or Grayson, and Nightwing thinks that's actually a good thing. Jason just needs some time to figure it out. The scene then cuts to Jason finding Wraith's address. Wraith welcomes him, telling Robin that whoever they used to be, those people are gone. Now it's about who they want to become. He asks Jason, does he want to be a mascot or a soldier? Gotham is getting worse. Batman alone isn't enough anymore. They have to match the criminals out there. Otherwise, the city will burn. Wraith ends his pitch with one final question. Is Robin with them or with Batman? Jason says nothing, and on the final page of the issue, we get our answer as Robin joins Wraith in his crusade. A panel that mimics the iconic Batman and Robin pose from The Dark Knight Returns, officially closing out issue 2. Now moving on to my personal thoughts, this issue is even better than the first, especially with Nightwing stepping in as that relatable big brother figure for Jason. Even though Jason shuts him down early in their conversation, it's still great to see Grayson show up and share his view on things. It really highlights how much he's grown since the first Robin and Batman run, back when he was the one trying to figure everything out. Jason being a hard ass is 100% true to his character, and I love how this issue makes it even more clear how different he is from Bruce and Grayson. As for Wraith, like I mentioned in the last video, he represents Jason's future morality when he becomes Red Hood. This issue really solidifies that idea. Wraith is shaping up to be both an inspiration and a driving force behind the moral code Jason will eventually adopt in this version of his story. I'm curious to see what Wraith ends up teaching Jason in the next issue. It's also kind of funny how this comic shows Jason taking crime fighting super seriously, while in the main continuity during Batman Hush, Bruce said Jason treated crime fighting like a game, which most likely got him blown up. I thought about that during this conversation with Nightwing. He really sounded like Bruce. I'm disappointed that the next issue is going to be the last issue for this run. I hope it wraps up with a strong conclusion. But besides all that, if you're entertained, that was educational like what I said, or all the above, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, turn on post notifications, especially if you're a new viewer. If you want to support the channel even more, my links will be down in the description box below, and I'll talk to you guys and girls later. Peace.